Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I thought I'd come on and make a project today, and the one I've picked is this one here. Now this regularly comes up on Tonic Studios website, and they usually sell it for about 20-25 quid, something like that, and it's called the Picture Perfect Camera Box Die Set. Now this isn't a new die set, this is quite an old one, and I have made a camera using this, which was in the colour blue. Unfortunately I don't have it anymore because I gave that one away, but I thought I'd make one today, and I'm going to change it up a little bit, so hopefully it gives you some inspiration to pull out your set if you've got one. Now obviously, as you can see, my one is very tacky. I have got all my magnets, dies on a magnetic sheet, and hopefully I'm going to put this together in my usual colours, and we'll see how we get on. It's been a good couple of years since I made the blue one, so hopefully I still remember how to put this together, but I have cut all my pieces out, and I am using some patterned paper. I'm not using all the dies in this set, but I am using some patterned paper, and yeah, that's it. So if you've got this die set and you wanted to craft along, then please do. It's very dark outside. I think it's gonna start raining soon, but yeah, so I may have to sort out the lighting on the camera. Anyhow, so you need to cut out one of these panels here, which is the front and the side panels of the camera box. And what I've done is I've taken the circle die in the set, and I've basically cut, I placed, let's get it right, I placed a piece of card that I trimmed, and I placed it on top, and then I cut out both the pieces. I'm keeping the patterned piece of card. I am using the pink circle as well because you need it for the camera lens part. So I've got that. You also need one of these, which will be for the back. And because my one's a little bit different, I'll show you other pieces that you'll need. You will need one of these pieces, and you will need to cut a hexagon out. Don't get rid of the hexagon because you can use that on top of your little button knob, whatever you want to call it. And then you will need one of these pieces as well. So that is the main construction of the box. Now, what I've decided to do is I'm going to have it as a top opening box. So I've then cut a piece out again, which will be for my lid. I've cut a piece out, and roughly it's a bit too high. I might have to trim it slightly, but it's just going to sit just above the circle. So I am going to slightly trim it a little bit once I've put everything together. I'll have to bring in, well, I might do it by hand actually, which is fine. So yeah, so I've cut a piece out like this, and then I've done the same thing again with the back piece, like so. Again, I'm going to trim that once I've put my patterned paper on, and I have got patterned paper for those two pieces as well. You also need this piece here, which will be your camera lens, so you need one of those. And the decorative elements, I've cut 2 of those out, and I've basically cut 2 pieces away. 2 of these pieces, I've just kind of trimmed it so I get an exact fit. You will also need one of these. This will be for the button that goes on the top of your camera, where that hexagon is on the top panel. And then I've cut a hexagon out also in some harvest gold. So I am using Ballet Pink, I'm using harvest gold, I'm using some pink card, which is about 260 GSM from my own stash, and I'm using some patterned paper from the Crafter's Companion paper pad, Garden of Love. So I've got those. I've kept my patterned card because the circle that I've cut out of my patterned paper, keeping that. I've cut this piece out, which is a frame that goes around the lens, and I've basically added some little gems onto that just to give it a bit of a glitz and a glam. I've cut decorative panels. I'm not using the Verso panels for this one, but I've cut 2 large panels that go on the side of the box, and I've cut 4 of the smaller panels, and I've just basically trimmed a piece of card to fit on the back of my panel, so we've got those as well. So what I am going to do, I think the first thing I want to do is, let's move all of this out of the way. Let's keep that there. Let's keep those there. The first thing I want to do, oh, and I've got some flowers, some leaves, and a couple of dragonflies to add to my project. So what I'm going to do is, I think the first thing I'm going to do is glue these pieces on, because I need to trim them down slightly. So I'm going to glue that on first. I'm going to trim this down by eye, so I only need to cut it roughly there. Okay, so hopefully that one's okay. That looks a bit wide at that end. Oh no, it's fine. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go ahead, and there are score lines on these, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold all those score lines. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with this piece as well. It does obviously make it a little bit thicker because there's patterned card on top of the 260 card. Okay, so that kind of gives us a rough idea of how that goes. So we need to attach these pieces onto our top piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold all these tabs. So then if we start from this end, I'm going to fold this one up, fold that one down, fold that one down, and then this one is going to go up. So we should have something that is going to look like that. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put my back piece on first, because I need to obviously cover up some of these workings here. So I'm going to put the back piece on first and basically just work my way down. So I'm applying glue. I'm going to secure this piece on first, and then I'll do the other bits. So let's do this piece first. Now, one thing I will say is try not to make the top part too tight on those tabs, because you need to bear in mind the die set wasn't designed to make it as a top opening. I'm manipulating the die set, so I'm manipulating to fit what I want it to do. So you just need to make sure those tabs are just a tad loose. I don't mean all the way loose, but you know, I just mean in terms of when you press them down, just be slightly loose with it. Okay, so I think we've done that bit. Now we are just going to work and glue on these other bits. So I'm just going to apply some glue onto this tab here. And this tab here. And again, just going to glue that down. Oh, I quickly went onto Facebook, and I've been sent a friend request from, if any of you are aware of Creating Craft or Ideal World, the lovely Love and Love passed away, I think, was it last month? Early last month, I believe, or it might have been at the end of April, actually. And some sick person, and that's all I'm going to say, some sick person has created a group calling it Funeral Service. I do need to report it, actually, because I think, you know, if Andy Love was to create or have a service for Lowen, he would be sending out those invites. It wouldn't be an external. He would be announcing something of the kind. Okay, so I've done the back piece. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the front piece. So again, I'm going to apply glue to these pieces here. Okay, so we're going to have something that looks like this. Now at this point I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my button. Just going to fold these tabs back quickly. Like so. I'm going to speed this bit up because all I'm doing is just attaching all the tabs and I'm going all the way around. Okay, right, so you should have something like this. There are tabs at the bottom of this that you need to fold. And then we are going to push this through, hopefully, if it will let me. There we go. Like so. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply glue and press all this down. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. What I'm going to do is I have cut a strip out of card and I'm just going to go ahead and place glue and stick this piece around that button. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim it just there. Okay, so I'm going to have something that looks like this. At this point, I'm just going to put dots of glue on those corners and I'm going to stick this on top like so. So that is our top made. I'm going to let that dry for a second. Now this part shouldn't be too difficult. Let's move all these bits and pieces out of the way. Okay. So these parts shouldn't be difficult whatsoever, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fold all these score lines. Okay, at this point what I am going to do is add my decorative panels on. So let's go ahead and do that now. Sorry about that, my phone was buzzing. Okay, that's one panel down. Let's glue some of these ones on too. Just make sure the text is the right way. It's that way. I'm gonna stick. Hold on. Nope, I'm not sticking it on that one. I'm sticking it on this one. And it needs to go that way. Just making sure there is grey scripts on this paper. So I just need to make sure that it's facing the right way, because the last thing I want is for it to be upside down. Okay, so script is that way. Yep. I absolutely love this camera. Really pretty. Especially the blue one I made. Right, okay, so now that's done, I am going to attach, let's move these bits out of the way. Actually, no, I'm going to do this bit first. So I'm going to take my precision tool and I'm going to give this panel a nice curve. I'm not folding this piece here, but I am going to, on one side, I'm going to fold these tabs towards me. And then these ones I'm going to fold away from me. So at this point, I need to apply glue to this tab here. And I'm going to attach that onto there. Just going to hold that. And then the easiest way to do this as well is I'm going to apply glue let me just move this out of the way. I'm going to push this piece in here like so, because it's going to make life a little bit easier in terms of gluing everything down, so I say. So okay, so going over this with more glue. And then I'm going to try and place this on top and then sandwich everything. Okay. So now I'm going to pop this through. I just need to make sure, yeah. Or maybe not, maybe that way. Yeah, it might be better to do it that way. So all I'm going to do now is apply glue and basically stick all these tabs down. So I'm going to apply glue to the card, I think. Let's get that first one stuck down. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. I think I'm going to decorate these bits at the end. So for now, let's get some of these panels stuck down. So what I need to do is stick this piece on first, because this is going to layer on top of there, and then it's going to glue to that side like that. So I'm going to place this piece on first. And then I'm going to place this, making sure everything butts up. Like so. And then I'm going to put, this bit's going to bug me now. There we go. Okay, right, let's now apply glue to all these tabs and let's get this piece stuck down. Actually, what I might do is stick this panel on here first. Yeah, let me do that first. It's because I haven't, I made this two years ago, I think it was. It's been a long time since I've made this. So slightly out of touch. Okay, that's better. Now it should be a little bit smoother in terms of sticking everything down. So I'm going to apply glue to all these tabs. Right, so now is the test. So it is going to be a very tight fit because obviously it's the same size as the box. But I think once you've manipulated it a couple of times, there we go, fits on perfect. I might need to just, there we go, see, brilliant, love it. So let me just take that back off again. I did notice on here there's an extra bit sticking out, so just gonna apply some glue onto there and stick that back down again. Okay, so now what we're going to do is decorate. Now these pieces here, I need to stick them on, so I'm just going to apply some glue. I'm not going to put glue on every single bit, but I'm just going around putting dots of glue on some of these bits. And then what I'm going to do is, if I start here, that will end up being there, so I'll start it here, I think, possibly there, and then go around like so, and then I'm going to apply glue again to these. And then let's point it this way. I'm going to start that at this end here. And hopefully, oh, I knew it was going to be a tad short. Okay, well, I'm gonna fix that anyway. I'm not gonna worry too much about that tiny bit there, because I did trim it off thinking I won't need it, and it looks like I will. Okay, never mind. So I've got that bit on now, and I'm going to go ahead and stick my patterned piece on. Now I want to make sure this is going to line up perfectly. There we go. Brilliant. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and apply glue to this piece here. And place that on there. Press that down. These are just like really, like, you know, those cheapy gems from like the pound shop. Well, maybe not the pound shop, but there was a pound shop where I am. It was from there. Everything a pound or something it was called. I was going to add some I was going to add a little bit of, actually let me just trim, there's a bit here that needs to be trimmed off. Just there. Okay, so let's just put the lid on. It does go on because we knew it did go on earlier, so we know it does fit. We just need a bit of manoeuvring. Just need to make sure those two pieces slot in, but it does slot in, I know it does. There we go. Just sort of have to pull it out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to decorate this. So I've got some flowers, I've got some leaves, got a bit of ribbon, I've got a couple of dragonflies here as well. So I was thinking if we stick some of these mulberry flowers on. You know me, I love my mulberry flowers. I'm just using 3 for this. And I think what I'm going to do is cut up some of these leaves. Okay, so just trim this bit off. I'm going to add some leaves on here, I think. So and then a bit more here. And just a tiny bit. I think we're going to have this, yeah, there. So we're just going to have a tiny bit of foliage just to pretty things up. So I'm going to stick a flower on here, one there. I think we need one here. And then one last one. Let's stick this one down here. Like so. And then I'm going to take these dragonflies. I absolutely love dragonflies. I think they're gorgeous. And I'm using prismatic pink, I think this is. And I think I'm going to put one there, like that. Take another one. And I think I'm going to stick that one here. Ooh. Pop that out again. Press that back down again. Yeah, I think so. One other thing that I did want to do was I have this piece of ribbon, and I wanted to add this on the inside here, but I think I'm gonna leave it off for the time being. I think I just prefer it how it is for the time being. I just need to let everything settle, I think. I can only apologise, as always, for taking so long with these videos. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I just get carried away and I kind of lose myself sometimes. And yeah. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to do. I'm putting my glue and stuff away. Hang on a minute. What I did want to do was... I am going to put some glitter. So what I was going to do was add some glitter to my flowers, and I'm doing it this way because I don't want to make a mess, but I think things will end up being messy anyway. So here we go. Sprinkle some of that on, I think. I am going in with my hands as well, like I'm being so like messy. Oh dear me. I think it just makes it look really pretty when you just add dots of glitter. I'm not going to add any more to that because I think it's got enough shine on it, and I'm now covered in glitter. But as you can see, there is glitter on here. It's gone on to some of those flowers and all over my hands. They're all very sparkly. So that is the finished camera. I will take some pictures and I'll post this. But again, as always, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I'm now not far off 1,000. So I'm nearly there, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell and share and comment. You know, if you've got any questions about this make, then please do comment. I'll see what I can do to help. Obviously, you've seen me put this together. It's not, you know, it's not... well, it is a really nice thing to put together, but it's obviously it's not constructed to work like this. It's constructed to open from the back and close. So to be able to create something like this, I think it's just, you know, thinking out of the box, and it just kind of gives you ideas about other things you can do with other die sets that you've got. So again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.